unstoppable, yeah, unstoppable. I'm unstoppable, yeah, unstoppable. I'm unstoppable, yeah, unstoppable. I'm unstoppable, yeah, unstoppable.
You ready, Nikki? All right, let's get to this part. How does a couple stay connected and strong? After the initial shock, most couples experience fear, anger, denial, all the same things as a couple, not just separately. The Americans, the APA reports about 40 to 50% of married couples in the U.S. divorce. And that's before factoring in the challenge of having a child on the autism spectrum. It says that 40 to 50% of married couples with a child with autism will divorce. That's a big...
yeah, that's half.
Yeah, that's half of the couples.
And you never know how someone is gonna, deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. So, not only are you dealing with the stages, your husband or the child's father is dealing with it too. And everybody's dealing with it in different ways, and some may not be nice, but yeah. So, how does a couple stay connected and strong after the autism diagnosis? 1, communicate. I moved it. I'm sorry. Communicate. That is so big. And
honest communication.
Oh, yes, that's what I was about to say. Honest communication.
I blame myself. What did I do?
Right.
All of that. Let it out. The vulnerability. Like, what do we do next? The blueprint you had, those 10 steps. Mm-hmm. Awesome. You gotta talk about it.
So you have to communicate. Yeah, it's important to stay connected as possible as with your spouse to keep the lines of communication open. The more you can communicate in these challenging times, the stronger you will be as a couple. You and your spouse may not react to the child's diagnosis the same. Ladies, I'm going to speak to the ladies. Ladies, do not pressure the father or husband or whatever to deal with it the way you're dealing with it. Because, even in other things, we think that men should, react or feel the way we feel about things. Like, why isn't he crying? Or why is he, I'm sitting here boohoo crying. Why he not? So do not think that, the child's father has to react the same way you do, because they won't, because they're different. Don't be afraid to fight sometimes, don't go to blues. But I mean, if there's a little argument, a little tension, get it all out. Because, having a kid with autism can be stressful. There'll be times where you both are stressed out, you're bothered, you don't know what to do. So don't be, beat yourself up if you guys, have a little, spat or whatever. Because I mean, that's just another part of emotions.
Because like you said, you both already had an expectation for the child. So now we're adding another expectation, and we may not see the same thing. So it needs to be discussed. What expectations are we looking forward to? We got to take small steps and be patient with each other as well as the child. But communication is so important either way.
And, and for example, how the guys, the men, that son, baby, my son gonna play football. My son gonna play that. My son gonna do this and this and this. You have to understand that, when that dad has that first son, they have all these things in their mind. I mean, the moms too, but I'm just using an example as your husband or the child's father. They have this in their mind, and my son's gonna do this. We're gonna do this together. We're gonna play catch with them, and then to find out that your child may not even, do none of that. You have to, ladies, you have to understand that they are going through the stages as well. They are feeling a death as well, the death of the life that they thought they were going to leave with their child. So please be mindful of that. Number 2 is pick a path together. Do the research together, learn together, think of, don't, as you know, us ladies, I'm only speaking as ladies because, we just be doing too much. Don't make decisions without the dad. Don't, take things in your own hand. Include them. One of the reasons, a lot of times there's tension between the couples because you're not including them in things. You're, think I'm the mama, so I'm just going to do everything. No, include them in, and go ahead.
Yeah. And not even just that, they think their way is right.
Exactly.
Their way of doing everything with this child that belongs to him as well is right. You may not want them to be as tough or stern or whatever because the child is not normal. You know what I mean? But some disciplines need to be there. They still need to have their dad play his dad role, to a degree.
Number 3, be understanding and kind to each other. When couples have different parenting approaches, to their child with special needs, this can be a major source of stress, especially when it brings them into conflict. Find a way that you and your husband or wife can understand each other is the first step to making things better between you two. Be kind to yourself and your spouse during this difficult time. Rethink your priorities. Number 4, take the time to adjust work life, home life. That's one of the things that I find a lot of couples have an issue. And I hate to say this, but a lot of times with the dads, they don't change their life when the diagnosis comes, meaning that they're not doing things extra with the child's therapy, with their their doctor's appointments and things like that. And so this can cause tension with the mom because she feels like she's doing it by herself. So life changes with both marriage and children, especially if you have a child on the spectrum. Being willing to be flexible with your schedule and family life, maintaining healthy relationships and marriage with your spouse is crucial to establishing stability in the household. That is very, very important. That's even important for the child with autism. They thrive on stability and routine. And it's the best thing.
Even more better if you guys are kind to each other.
Exactly.
If they living in conflict, when you're always in conflict and screaming, and yelling, it's not going to be healthy.
Right.
It's healthy for a child that's not on the spectrum.
Exactly.
So just imagine what you're creating for this child's mind, young. So we got to be very conscious of how we behave around our children.
Yes. Working together, we kind of touched on that. Typically, one parent becomes a primary caretaker for the child on the spectrum. And yes, this is usually the mom. And that's fine as long as both parents have responsibility and acknowledge each other's contributions. Caretaking doesn't have to be 50-50, but without participation from both moms and dads, resentment festers. This is one of the biggest arguments when you can't, work together. For example, two heads are often better than one in an IEP meeting, at doctor's appointments, at therapy sessions. Working as a team creates a stronger bond between the two people. Share responsibilities at home whenever possible. Work together on chores, childcare, homework, and other household tasks. Don't let one partner carry too much of the daily responsibilities. It's very important because, again, this is a very stressful situation. And if you have heavy shoulders, because trust me, I know I was, a single parent raising Mr. Caleb. I had no choice but to do it on my own. And if I had another option, I wouldn't, because I was literally burnt out till it caused actual physical reaction of me being burnt out. So it's very important. Get counseling is the next one. Create a support system. We talked about that. Just don't rely on your husband or wife. Create a support system outside of your husband and wife as well. The next one is reconnect with others. During this, once you first learn about the autism, a lot of people kind of shun away from their family and friends. This is a good time to reconnect with your family, with your friends. Do things with other people. Educate them on, what's going on with your child as well. Practice daily acceptance, understanding and accepting the things that you can't change, and work towards the things that you can together. Help each other focus on the present and what you can make things better today. Get sleep. Yes, something that I still don't do. And also, look, date night. Spend some time together. Plan some time alone, even if it's just for a few hours a week, to relax, have fun together, try to enjoy, a walk or something. Do something together that you're not thinking about, the diagnosis or what's going on with the child, but a time to just decompress just with you two together. Take time for yourself. If you're not whole, how are you going to be able to be there for your husband or wife as well? So you have to take time for yourself. Take care of yourself. Take some self-care things. Take some time for yourself. Go for a walk. Go get your nails done. Go do something. To help you relax and help you feel decluttered in the brain, so that when you so when you two come together,
take me away.
Yes, take a bubble bath or something, and those are some of the things. And have a sense of humor. See, that's one thing that I learned. Having a sense of humor, baby. Okay, Cause Mr. K made me laugh. But like you have to like learn to laugh with your spouse. Learn to laugh at the shenanigans your child. Cause you know, like the girls know a child. I'll be cracking up. Mr. Caleb be having me dying laughing. Child Caleb be just yeah. Caleb, yeah. So, you know, I've learned to laugh at the little things that he does, you know, the crazy stuff that he does. Like he always like, if he touches the wall, he has to go get a paper towel and wipe it down. Don't ask me why, I don't know. I guess he just thinks that he needs to clean the wall every time he touch it. Go figure. But
I like clean walls. I ain't mad at him.
I mean,
fingerprint.
No, sis. Look,
just touch it.
We go through a case of paper towels within a couple of days, girl. No, we don't want that. We got like he need to get like some stocking paper towels. OG Dad be like, boy, you don't went through them towels already.
Hey, I touched the wall too many times.
Yes, and like he likes to do things in the dark. Like every door has to be closed, you know. So he does like some crazy things, and having a sense of humor brightens everything up, you know. Even though sometimes you be like, okay, you're thinking about his life, that where his life is going to lead, but then when he just does the craziest thing, be like, child, please, Kayla, fine. So, a sense of humor is definitely it. And the last one, celebrate those victories together. Guys, yes. If you have with the father or mother or husband or whatever, you celebrate those victories. Celebrate every time they learn a new word, when they learn how to do something, tie the shoe, put their clothes on by themselves, brush their teeth, say a new word.
Celebrate with each other.
Everything. Exactly.
My spouse has handled something that
yes.
They may not have handled, in such a good way before. And now, everybody's getting a little better and a little more praise.
Exactly. Like, yes, you did that. Okay.
All of these points that you have on this whole thing is great for everybody for parenting.
It is. Yeah. That's why I was like, well, shoot, this
awesome.
Is parenting all the way.
You created a great
and if you really look at it, not really like for parenting, it's like for marriage, period. When you talk about communication and all that stuff.
And a lot of these things should be discussed before even having children. What ifs.
Exactly.
What if, because it can be a possibility a child can be born blind or deaf or
exactly.
So it's a toss of the dice. You don't know. Just like people like, oh, I want a girl. No, boy, pow.
Boy, yeah. Exactly. Oh my God, let's see what's going on in chat. Ain't nothing crazy about closing. I cannot. Well, he like all the doors closed. So touch. I'm trying to think. Caleb, just child, please. And all the lights out. Everybody got to be in the dark around here. All right. So again, these are some reflection questions for the couples. If you want the packet, I'll give you the email or the website where you can go and order it. Let's pick one question. Let's see. Okay. One of the questions is, when during the day, do you manage to have a good conversation with your husband? Or is it always about something negative? So these are some of the questions that's in the reflection book.